honestly kind of want to pretend like this is my everyday makeup look, because to be honest, if I wore this every day, my life would be so complete. This is my personality in a makeup look. So yeah, I'm just going to try and do this. This is going to be like a really terribly black smoky eye, so let's get on with this video. I'm going to start off using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. This is one I use all the time. This for me is fantastic to use as a base, because I mean it does have pretty decent coverage. It just doesn't really work well for me because it comes off really quickly, and all in all I just really didn't like it. But on my eyes as a base, love it. So good. Perfect. I wouldn't recommend just buying this foundation for that specific purpose unless you really want to, but in my personal opinion it works great for a eyeshadow primer, which is why I've been using it for that purpose all the freaking time. It's sort of interesting to me how, I'm using this powder by the way, how with girls you get put into these boxes. You get put into a good girl box or a bad girl box, and usually it's just one or the other. And that's interesting to me because women are so complicated. We girls, like, we're so incredibly complicated. You can't just put us into a box and expect that to be accurate. Like, I understand for guys you have the bad boy, but you don't really see the good boy talked about that much because he doesn't really get talked about because he doesn't really exist in people's minds as much as a good girl does, you know. And it's irritating to me because people have a conversation with me and then they're like, oh yeah, I thought you were such a good girl, and I'm like, because here's the thing. By the way, I'm using this color right here. Here's the thing. What does a good girl mean and what does a bad girl mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people, they're like, okay, so a bad girl, she has sex, she might smoke some pot, she does cocaine, she wears dark colors, like she's always like, you know. But then the good girl, she's like the person that's like really nice to talk to, she dresses a certain way, she like is pretty, she's polite, she's nice, and it's like, dude, I'm like both of those things. I mean, I'm someone who likes to make good decisions in my life, but at the same time I curse, I wear black like all the time. I mean, I'm wearing black today, but I really don't usually wear black in videos because the thing is, when you wear black in videos, it kind of makes you look sick, which I don't really want to see when I'm editing, because I feel like black in video is not really the best look, which is why I tend to wear light colors when I'm filming, or I tend to wear brighter colors. But I wear black all the time, and so that might make me look like a bad girl, but I'm not gonna make horrible decisions like you would expect, or some people would expect a bad girl to make. Like, I'm someone who likes to make pretty good decisions with my life. I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to drink incessantly, and I'm not going to do drugs, because those are just bad decisions. So like, if I say, hey, I don't do that, but I wear black all the time and I'm not afraid of bugs and I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty, what does that make me? Because I don't think that makes me a good girl, because I'm not going to be nice to everyone all the time. But then again, I'm not going to be mean to everyone all the time, so that makes me kind of in between. And what's the term for that? I mean, I don't see a term for just being a complicated human being. I see two separate terms that are called good girl and bad girl, and they both have pretty strong definitions, but there's really nothing for in between. It's like, what if I just want to be a human being? Because guess what? Humans are complicated, and, you know, you can't just put like a label on someone and expect it to be an accurate label. It's like with characters in movies. Catwoman, for example. She's defined as being like a little bit sensual, like showing off her sexuality a little bit, and then that's her thing. But there's not a lot of like superheroes or big characters or big names that just happen to be women. Does that make any sense? Women have like these qualities that make them a superhero, but there's really not a lot of superheroes, at least there haven't been until recently, that are amazing, that are strong, that are independent, and they just happen to be women. Does that make any sense? I feel like people want to make a woman and they want to put her in this cookie cutter label, and she can't be too complicated, otherwise she's crazy. But it's like, people are crazy, you know. And I don't know why I'm ranting about this actually, but I just feel like I have to, because honestly it's just annoying, you know. And I don't even know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I mean it's just so weird for me. Maybe you notice the same thing, maybe I'm just being crazy, but you know. So now I'm going to be taking this brush from Morphe. This is the M433 brush, and I'm going to be mixing this color and this color together, because I kind of don't want to put too much black on my eye at the same time, because I feel like that will overwhelm everything really quickly and that will kind of mess everything up. So I want to put a little bit on and then blend it out and then put more on as I go. And then I'll just take this color too and do the same thing. For me, a lot of times when I want to put on some really intense shadow, I like to put it on with my fingers and then blend it out with a brush later on. I feel like that's what I'm doing here, because I really want this to be like an intense black look. I don't know, maybe I'll wear this to homecoming. We'll see. Okay, see these shadows right here from Kat Von D, this quad that I've been talking about for quite some time, I feel, on my channel. I really love how blendable everything is in here. Because, I mean, obviously with black eyeshadow you have to be really careful, because you have to go with like a lighter hand, and you have to do that because black shadow in general, it can be a little harder to blend out as efficiently. But like these are some pretty good shadows like in general. So even if you don't like black eyeshadow, like the other quads in this collection, they're great. So I'm going to take this Morphe M441 brush, and this doesn't really have a lot of product on it, so I'm going to take this color, or this color, I think this color. I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to use that to help blend out the crease. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly do the rest of my face. I'm going to put foundation on, then we'll move on to the under eye area. I also like to put a little bit on my lips, because later on when I put lip color on, it'll be a lot more like stand out when I have like my lips kind of even and a little bit lighter than they usually are, because lips can be pretty pigmented, so that's why it's nicer to sometimes to sort of give them like a lighter blank canvas, because it's a little bit easier to work with it later on. Okay, so I'm not going to put on too high coverage foundation because I don't feel like it today, but that is my foundation. And this, by the way, I don't know why I don't tell you this that much, but this, by the way, is the Fenty Beauty foundation, and I like this because you can put a small pump and it pretty much covers the entire face, and it's pretty buildable. I like it because of that, but I don't like to have it at full coverage. I like to have like a lighter coverage than usual, so I can still see like my skin. You know, I mean, my skin is not perfect right now, and that's okay with me. That's how I like it. And yeah, and what's nice about it is that you don't really need to set it that much, but whenever I do my under eyes, I have to apply powder underneath. So I'm going to be taking another fluffy brush. Well, let's just take this one. I'm going to be taking this brush and I'm just going to dip it into some powder And I'm going to apply this to my under eye area. And what this will do is that this will help me blend out that black eyeshadow, because when you're using black eyeshadow, and pretty much any eyeshadow, it's always helpful to have like a layer of powder underneath it, because then you'll have such an easier time blending it out than you would if you did not have that powder underneath. And so that's why I like to put powder underneath all my eyeshadow, like on my top and bottom lash line. You saw me do that at the beginning of this video, and you see me do it in pretty much every single tutorial if you do watch me. Now I'm going to be taking this brush. This is like a little bit more of like a, sorry, my hands are dirty because of black eyeshadow. This is like a little bit more of like a tapered, like a little bit more of a stiffer creased brush. This is great for me because I can use this to apply like my color precisely. So I'm going to be taking this color right here. I'm going to put it in my lower lash line first. There's also a little bit of black eyeshadow remaining on the brush, so that will help balance this all out. You know, because I feel like if you have so much on the top, you don't really want too much on the bottom, because like then that drags the eye down, which is why I'm going with a pretty light hand. I'm brushing any excess powder off with a fluffy brush now. Okay, I'm going in with eyeliner now. This is Maybelline, and I'm going to be lining my top lash line in there, and then I'm also going to be lining my bottom lash line as well. I remember when my mom used to do this for me when we had like performances. I used to hate it so much, like putting eyeliner on in general, but now I'm used to it. And especially it's nicer when you're doing it yourself, which is why I think it's so important to learn how to do this step of makeup yourself, because if anyone does your makeup, it can get a little bit annoying. But if you're doing it to yourself, it's a lot easier. I'm applying a little bit more black eyeshadow into my lower lash line as well. Time to put the brows on. I don't even know why I talk like that anymore. I'm just weird. You know, weird and complicated because I'm a human. I'm not going to put on any false lashes because, to be honest with you, I don't really want to bother with it. It's just... Okay, whenever I put on false lashes, I always feel like I want to rip my eyelashes off. Maybe it's because I'm using a bad glue or something, because my eyes get really watery and really irritated. That's how it's been lately. So I'm going to put on a lash primer. This is a fresh Wet n Wild lash primer. This is like my favorite lash primer, to be honest. Haven't tried that many, but this is my favorite lash primer. I mean, okay, see, this brush is so nice and white right now, but it's going to get so dirty and black eventually. So yeah, I'm enjoying this while it lasts. I like to have my primer set before I put anything on top, so I'm going to do bronzer now. I'm using my Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. Really love this bronzer. What brush can I use? Okay, I'll use this one. See, I washed my brushes yesterday and they were all a little bit wet, which is why I'm having a really kind of a big headache blending everything. But I'm hope this turns out well. So I'm just gonna contour, because I feel like with the darkness of this entire look and the fact that I'm wearing black today, I kind of want to bring some life into this face. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. This is seriously one of the best mascaras I've tried. It is so good. I haven't tried any mascara. I haven't been using any mascara for my top lashes. Like this is really good. For my lower lash line, I'm using my Supersizer mascara from CoverGirl. Same as I usually do pretty much. I like this mascara because it's very lengthening. For my highlighter, I'm using my Dior one because this is by far like the subtle highlight that I have. And with this, I mean, I want a little bit of a highlight, but I don't want it to be too much. So I'm using the Dior. But you can honestly use any highlighter you want. I just like this one because I feel like it will go with this look. For lips, I'm going in with drugstore stuff. I'm going from the expensive luxury to a lip liner that you can get for $5 at your local CVS. This is my Rimmel lip liner. I've really been liking this recently. This is in the shade Innocent. I just realized the irony of that. Over the top, I'm using this Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Bel Air. So that, my friends, is pretty much the end of this look. This is how it turned out. I, for one, am in love with it. I think it's very, very striking, and I kind of am into that. So thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. Try this look out if you dare, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys. I do this like weird thing. I'm sorry, when I say bye. It's like I'm grabbing you. Well, anyway, goodbye, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video.